Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel USA Immigration and Visa. Today we are going to discuss about how to fill DS-160 form and the further steps that we have to take after filling the DS-160 form and the questions that may arise while filling 160 DS-160 form. So let's start the video. So here I am on the google.com. Google search bar is there. We will just type DS-160 form. This will give us a link of online non-immigrant visa application DS-160. So we will click on this link. It will take us to a website of US Department of State, ceac.state.gov. This is the first page to fill DS-160 form, and it is a first step. When you want to apply for non-immigrant category visa, you have to fill a DS-160 form. So normally it takes 90 minutes to fill this form, but after you submit your application, DS-160 application, you can move on to the next step, such as scheduling your interview and going to and attend the interview and get your visa. So here on this page it gives us two options. Either you can start a new application by clicking on start an application, or you can, if you have already filled an application earlier and want to retrieve that application, you can click on retrieve an application. So for doing either of them, you first have to select your location and the captcha that is there. You remember two things here. On the next page, your application ID will be visible in either of the case, so you have to write that down, that application ID, because that application ID is very useful if you want to retrieve an application, or if in case you did not receive an email and want to know your application ID, that time it is very much important. So here I will start with selecting the location. I will type India and we'll go to New Delhi. It will refresh and will give us a new captcha code. I will write it here. It is MER9B. I want to start a new application today to show you step by step how we can fill a DS-160 form. So what I will do, I will click on start an application. Next it will give us a IT policy basic. It is there everywhere. It gives the same thing. We have to click here I agree. If we go down, this is your application ID. You have to remember this, write it down somewhere because it is very much important. This is the date, like it is a today's date on which like we are filling this application. Next, this is the security question. Whatever there are number of questions here, you can select either one of them and can answer that. I will select any one of them. Just remember that you have to remember the answer here and the question, because every time when you try to log in or retrieve an application, DS-160 form application, they will ask the application ID, they will ask the security question and the security answer. So you should remember these things. We will click on next, continue. Here we come on the first page in which we have to fill all the details as per the passport. Remember this. So here also you will get the application ID. It will be visible on every page that we go ahead and fill this application. Here one more thing is there which does not come earlier, but nowadays it is coming. That is OMB control number. You don't have to worry for that because it is you can say it is the official number for the US Embassy or Consulate. The form number is there, that is DS-160 form. Expiration date, the application that you are going to fill today, it has an expiration date of 3108 as we read it, that is 31st of August 2024. And the estimated burden, it is the time that is required to fill this application. At max it takes 90 minutes. Okay, here you have to fill all these information and the data must match as per your passport. You have to remember that. So we will come on the surname. We have to make sure what is written in on our passport, and we have to write those details only. If the details will mismatch from what is there on your passport and what you have filled in the DS-160 form, there are chances that your application or your visa will be rejected at the time of your visa interview. So don't make that mistake. So I will just write here randomly. I am putting this information. Don't take it as it is for somebody. It is just general information that I am putting that comes in my mind. Just an example. So I will write here surname. I will just write Jain. Given name, I have the first name. Surname is your last name. Given name is your first name. I will write here as Rishab, Rishab. Spelling should be correct as per your passport. Now we have to write full name as per your passport. I will write as Rishabh Jain. If this thing does not applies to you, then you can click on does not apply or technology not available. Okay. Have you ever used other name that is maiden, religious, professional, alias, etc.? If yes, then you have to mention those things, those names. If it is no, you have never been used any other name, then just select on no. Do you have a telecode that represents your name? If there's some 4-digit number like 1234 or any other number, then you have to click on yes and put that telecode. If you don't use any other number that is telecode number, then just click on no. Now you have to choose the sex, the gender, male or female. I will select a male. Next is marital status, either married or single, widowed, divorced, legally separated, or any other criteria that suits you. So I will select here married. Next we have to fill date of birth. Date of birth I will just randomly select 0105. I will put 1997. City I will write Delhi. State I will write Delhi. If state does not apply in your case, then you can click on does not apply. If there is state in your address as per the passport, just type whatever the state is there, and the country you have to select whichever is your country. Here I will select India. Here I have few questions which are common conceptions or like the confusions that people have in their mind. So let me answer those questions also. If in somebody's passport, if it is the first name is only mentioned and they don't have any surname, just leave the surname option, just write given name, whatever is the name mentioned. Okay. Second, how to fill if no same. If there's no surname, just leave it blank. And second thing is, if you put it here single, then you just have to put date of birth. Same thing, there is no change in the information. Either if it is married or single, you have to put all the other information. So mention all those things that is there, ask, and what is available on your passport. Next we will save it this page. We will click again. Your application has saved to the database. For the next 30 days, you will be able to retrieve your application from the database by providing the application ID and answering security question. As I mentioned it earlier, you need application ID and a security question and the security answer to retrieve your application. The form that we are filling today is available in the US Embassy or Consulate database for the next 30 days. So if you have not submitted this application in the next 30 days, then the application will auto delete itself. After 30 days you have to refill this DS160 form again from starting to finish. You can't retrieve your application after 30 days. Here we will click on continue application. So next it is we have to click here next, personal 2. Now we have to select country of origin. It is saying your nationality basically. So here again I will type India. Do you hold or have you hold any nationality other than the one indicated above on nationality? Like I am an Indian, so basically, as per the Indian rule, I can only hold one nationality or one passport. But in some countries, they can hold number of passports as per the law of that country. So if you hold any other nationality also, then you have to click on yes and provide that country name and answer it. If you hold more countries passport or nationality, then you have to click and provide the passport number and other details as well. If you hold a passport, you have to provide a passport number. If you just hold a nationality and don't hold the passport number yet, don't have a passport yet of that country, then you can answer it accordingly. You can answer it no. Okay. And if you have number of countries, then you can add another country and can select that country as well. So what I will select here, I do not hold any other country's citizenship or nationality, so I will click on no. Are you a permanent, next question is, are you a permanent resident of a country or region? Then your country or region of origin nationality indicated above. If you have taken a green card of any other country other than India or the above nationality country you have mentioned, then you have to mention the other country as well. If you have not taken any permanent residency or green card of that sort, then you can click on no. Next is identification number. So here I will just randomly type the passport number, which it is not genuine number, it is just a random number which I am going to select. If you do not have any national identification number, then you can click on does not apply. Remember that. Read here, your national ID number is a unique number that your government provides. In every country, government provides some nationality number, national ID number. US government provides unique number to those who seek employment, social security number, or pay taxes, taxpayer ID. You can select either of them for the category of US. So here, like I'm filling for from India, so I will just write passport number, which is very random. If you have a US social security number, just mention that number as well. If you do not have a US social security number, click on does not apply. If you have US taxpayer ID number, like you got a US taxpayer ID, you have been to US before, you have worked there, you have paid taxes, so you must be having a US taxpayer ID number as well. So if you have that number, fill it here. If you do not have that number, just click on does not apply. So this does not apply in your case. Again, what I will do, I will save this page. It says the same thing. I will continue the application. Next, select next. Now we have to select our travel information. What visa, what is the purpose of our trip to US, why we want to go to US, and we have to answer the questions related to our coming upcoming travel to US. So purpose of trip to US. Foreign government official, temporary business, pleasure visitor, B category, alien in transit, like academic or language student, international organization, exchange visitor, foreign media representative, vocational non-academic student, NATO staff, religious worker, whatever is your purpose of travel, you can select that particular visa type and accordingly fill the application. If in case I am filling for uh, visit visa, then I have to select temporary business pleasure visitor, B category visa. Okay. If I am a student and want to go for academic studies, then I have to apply for academic or language student visa. If I am like uh, if I am fancy or a spouse of a US citizen, then I have to apply for K category visa. So in this case, for example, I am going to select business or visitor visa, and I have to specify which category. B1 is for business or conference. If you are like going for a business meeting or business conference in US, then you have to select B1 category. If you are going for tourism or medical treatment, then you have to select B2 category. So, or you can select B1, B2, business and tourism both combined. So it is the same thing. I will select business and tourism. Have you made any specific travel plans? If you have a particular date of travel, particular like itinerary of yours traveling, then you have to select yes and provide all those details. If you select no, then you don't have any particular day like the itinerary. So I will show you in each option yes and no, in both option what is the questions that are being asked. First I will start with yes option. Yes, date of travel in US. I will select like just a randomly 1st January 2025. Arrival flight. If I have booked the flight, then I have to answer like I have to mention the flight number. Arrival city. If I have selected like maybe if I am going on a visitor visa to for tourism or visit purpose, I may have a friend or relative or family member or somebody else to whom I am going, so I have to mention their city. Just example, I will answer here New York. Date of departure from US. When you are going to leave the US, I will say I will leave on 28th of January 2025. Departure flight if known, like if you have already booked the departure flight, the return flight, then you have to mention the departure flight. Departure city, I will just say New York once again. Provide the location you plan to visit in US. Like if you are going on a visit visa, you must have few locations where you want to go. So I will say New York. If I have more than one location, I can select here like Washington DC. I have more than one. I will select here Chicago. I have still more than here. I will select here Los Angeles. Like this, if you have how many locations you want to visit, you can just mention them. Now, next thing is address where you will stay in US. If you have a friend or relative, or if you have booked a hotel, then you must be having the address of that particular location. So you have to answer those questions, that you have to provide that address here. I will just say I will stay at 123 Prescott Drive. Um, City is New York. State is New York. Zip code, I don't know. You can find it out. It will be available on the address. Or if you have a friend or relative, you can take them from them as well. Now you have to mention next answer is person or entity paying for your trip. Either you are self sponsoring your trip, or any other person is paying for your trip, or your present employer in your home country, either in India or in your home country, is paying for your trip. If you are uh, if you have an employer in US, either they are paying for your trip, or other company or organization is paying for your trip. So as per your situation, who is paying for your trip, you have to select one of them. If like I will just select self, because you like, for example, I'm going to book my flights, I'm going to pay for my tickets, my stay and everything, then I will select self. Now what will happen if I don't have any specific travel plans? I will select on no. Okay, it is taking a lot of time. Let me see what it says. Okay, it has signed me out. Now again I have to put all the details, and okay, I will show you how we can retrieve the same application also. So it will be easier. Okay, now I don't have an application ID because I have not taken it that time. So this is the thing happens. That's why I mentioned you to take the application ID. So I can't re-log in like these details again. I can't get the same application again. So what I will do, I have to restart the application. Let me put it again everything, and we'll come back just in 2 minutes. 44 ANN 9. Start an application. This time let me take a screenshot of it, because if it logs me out again, then I will have the ability to re-log in. I will just quickly fill all these details which I have already filled last time, so I will not waste much of our time. That will be easier for us to go ahead with the application, and I will be able to explain you more in detail. These all things I have already showed you in earlier, and I'm not doing anything different right now. I'm just reselecting everything which I have done, and I was here B1 B2 visa. I have already told you what all questions are asked when you select yes. Now if you select no, they will ask you if you don't have any, have you made any specific travel plans. They will ask, if you answer no, intended date of travel, I will again say 1st January 2000. 2025. Intended length of stay in US. Month, I will just select here. Either you can select years, months, weeks, days less than 24 hours. So I will just select months. One, where you will be going to stay. If you have a friend, relative, or somebody, your family member, you can put their address if you're going to their place. Or if you have booked a hotel to stay, you can put the hotel's address as well. I will just put this thing, the same address which I selected. Zip code I am leaving blank because it is important to put if you have it. I don't have it because I am just randomly filling the form. And again, the same question will be asked: who is going to pay for your trip? Self, other person, present employer, employer in the US, or other company organization. I am going to select self, right? I will save this application. Continue. Next. Persons traveling with you. Are there other person traveling with you? If you are going with your mother, father, brother, sister, or spouse, you have to select yes. And are you traveling as part of a group of or organization? If you are going like with a particular group or organization on a travel package or something, then you have to select yes and mention the details, group name, and everything. If it is no, then just select no. Next is you have to enter person traveling with you. Like if your spouse is traveling, you have to answer what is the surname, what is the given name, relation with you. If your parent is there, you have to mention that spouse, child, other relative, friend, business associate, other. You have to mention all those the things which who are going to travel with you. Like in case if your spouse and child is there, you have to put spouse, answer, give their first and last name. You have to add another, your child is also there with you, then you have to put child, your their first and last name. If you have more than one child, then select add another and put child one, full first name and given name and surname. You have to mention all those things. So here, like, I am not filling all these things, so what I will do, I will select here no, like I am traveling alone for this trip. Now I have saved that page. I will move ahead to next, previous US travel information. Have you ever been in the US? Like nowadays, a lot of people travel to US. A lot of free people have been to US, come back. Their visa might have expired, or they have changed the category of visa. Like they have earlier gone on student visa or work visa or any other visa, and now they want to go for different category of visa. So uh, like they have to apply again. So you have to mention have you ever been to US. If you have never been to US in your life, then you can just simply select no, and you don't have to answer more questions in this one. If you have been to US, just select yes. Then they will ask when is the provide information on last 5 US visits. You have to provide information on last 5 US visits. So start with the last, like when is the last time you have gone to US, the date arrived. I will just randomly mention it as 1st October 2023. Length of stay, I will select 1 month. Okay. Now, do you or did you ever hold a US driver's license? If you ever hold a driver's license, select yes. You have to provide the information as well, driving license number and state which issued you the driving license. If you do not hold, just select no. Like I mentioned you have to provide information on your last 5 US visits. So this is the first like the very last US visit. You have to provide 4 more. if you have been to US that many times. If you just been to like one time, this is enough. If you've been to two times, you have to add another, provide one more information. Last to last time you have gone. Before that, you have to select add another before that, and so on. Fine. And after that, you have to choose the US driver's license number. So here, like, I don't have all these informations because so I'm not going to fill it. So I will just click no. For your reference, I have clicked on yes and showed you what all questions will come under that. Have you ever been issued a US visa? Like, if you never been gone to US, uh, but you have been issued a visa, then you can select, or you have been issued a visa and you have gone also, then you have to select yes. And like you have never been issued a US visa, simply select no. If you ever been issued a visa, just select on yes. Date last visa was issued. Like, for example, just take, I have issued a visa but I have never gone to US. I will just say March 2015. Okay, but I have to mention the visa number was there. Are you applying, like previously? Maybe I have applied for the F1 visa. I got issued, but I have never like. Are you applying for same type of visa? So now I am not applying for a like the F1 student visa. I am going to apply. I am applying for the business visitor visa. So are you applying for the same type of visa? No. Are you apply? If I select yes, then no further question is asked as of under this question, but whatever is your situation, you can answer accordingly. Are you applying in the same country or location where the visa above was issued, and is the country or location your place or principle of residence? Like, in this category, if you have applied from Delhi only, last time also got a visa, and this time also, are you applying from Delhi, India only, or you are applying from some other location in India or outside India? You have to answer that. So accordingly, you have to answer yes or no. Have you been 10 printed? So what is 10 printed? 10 printed means that you have provided fingerprints for all your fingers, as opposed to having provided only two fingerprints. When you go for a biometric examination before the US visa interview, then they take your fingerprints for all the 10 fingers. So that is 10 printed. So have you been 10 printed? Yes. Has your US visa ever been lost or stolen? You have to answer it yes or no accordingly. Has your US visa ever been cancelled or revoked? If your visa is cancelled ever, then you have to explain why it has been cancelled, cancelled with prejudice, oh sorry, cancelled with prejudice, cancelled without prejudice, or simply expired or cancelled or revoked. In any case, whatever is the situation that you have as per the US visa, you have to explain those things under this, if it is cancelled or revoked. If it has never been cancelled or revoked, or say and simply expired, then you just have to select here no. Now I will select here no. I have never been issued a US visa. Third question here comes as, have you ever been refused a US visa, or been refused admission to the United States, or withdrawn your application for admission at the port of entry? So like, you have gone to the US embassy or US consulate for the visa, but after the interview your visa is refused. So in that case you have to answer yes, or you have got a visa, but once you arrive at the US airport, the immigration officer there refused your entry and deported you, or your or you simply withdraw your admission at the port of entry at the US. In either case, your visa is refused, or you've been refused admission to the United States, or deported from United States. you have to click here yes and explain the everything, all the scenario that is there. If you have never been refused, then just simply select no. Last question in this category is, has anyone ever filed an immigrant petition on your behalf with the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services? Immigrant petition is your green card petition. So, has anyone ever filed a petition for you? If yes, then you have to explain everything accordingly. If no, then you just have to select no. Next, I will save this application. Till here it is saved. I will click on next. Now you have to answer your street address, the home address. I will just write 123 sector 12345 uh, mm, Gurugram, that will come in Haryana. If state does not apply, just click on state does not apply. 221004. If postal code or zip code does not apply to you, your location or address does not have, just click on does not apply. Country, India. Don't literally go on the information because this is randomly I am filling it to show you what you have to fill. Is your mailing address the same as your home address? Yes. If you select no, then you have to put a different address as your mailing address. Here, few questions that arise. People say, like, I have different, because my passport has been made like 5 8 10 years back, maybe around. So I have a different address, or I was earlier living at that address which is there in my passport, but the for the job or for any other purpose I have moved to different city, or within the city also at different location. Now I am not living at the address which is there in my passport. So what in that case, what should I fill? It does not matter. So let me explain it. It does not matter what address is there on your passport, because everybody knows the address. You are not going to stay at that particular address whole your life. You may move for the job, for other purposes, for studies, for whatever reason is there. Everybody understands, so nobody is tying you with that particular address. So remember, this address is the address where you are currently living, or your home permanent address, which you want to mention in the application. This may be your permanent address or your current address also, in which you can receive if any letter or anything comes from US Embassy or Consulate for you, then they can use this mailing address. So in either case, the current address is very much important that you have to fill. I will just select it here, yes. Now, next is, have you used any other, okay, here, primary phone number. So, phone number, like, I will literally write here anything. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. I put a primary mobile number. If you have more than one mobile number and you want to give that number also, you can put the secondary phone number as well. If it does not apply to you, just click on does not apply. If you want to give work phone number and you have it, you can provide the work phone number as well. Or if you do not want to provide it, just click on does not apply. Have you ever used any other phone number in the last 5 years? If you have, like, if you have used more than other than this number in the last 5 year, you can simply select yes and put the additional number. If you have used number of mobile numbers in the last 5 year, then you can put add another and put more numbers and going further, you can put all those numbers. Here I will select no, I don't have, or I don't have used any other number. You have to put the email address. I simply put a random address, email address. So, okay. Hopefully, this email address does not belong to anybody, but because I randomly have put it. So, have you used any other email address? If you have used more than one email address in last 5 years, then you have to put that address as well. Similarly, like the phone number. And if you do not have used any other email address, just click on no. Okay. Next is social media presence. Nowadays, the US government wants to know on which social media platform you are present, and if you are commenting or involved in any activity that is not suitable for US, so they want to know. So that's why they want to know about your social media platforms as well, on whichever platform you are present. Like you can see, here is a list of all the platforms that are mentioned by US on the DS-160 form by the US Department of State. Ask dot Ask.fm, Facebook, LinkedIn, yeah, YouTube, Twitter, everything is there. Many of the platform will not be very popular in India, but they are popular in some other country around the world. So whichever platform is present in your country and you are on that particular platform, then you can select that platform. Like in this case, I will just click on LinkedIn. Now they will ask my social media identifier, whatever is your name on LinkedIn, or your handle by which they can track the information, track your account. If you have more than one account, like the platform that you use, like here Facebook, then you have to provide the identification for social media identifier for Facebook. Similarly, if you have a third on Twitter, then you have to provide social media identifier for Twitter. If other than that also, if you want to provide any you wish to provide information about your presence on any other website or application you have used within the last 5 years to create or share content, photo, video, status updates, etc., which are not mentioned in this list, then you can click on yes and provide that information. If you do not want to provide that information or you do not use any other account, then just simply click on no. Here I do not have want to provide any of this, so what I will do, I will just simply remove. Okay, I will just select here none. So in that case, I don't have to provide any information. But don't hide anything. If you use platforms, just provide that information to US uh, on your DS-160 form, because in any ways, by all your details, it will be easier for US government to track everything if they want to. So it is better you say it. Now we will go again on next, and here what it says, passport information. Okay, it's a well, first question is passport travel documentation type, whether your passport is regular, official, diplomatic, others, and whatever is this. So I will just say regular. Passport travel documentation number, as I mentioned in last pages also. I not simply 6 5. Passport book number. In some countries, passport book number is commonly called the inventory control number. You may or may not have a passport book number on your passport. The location of the passport book number on your passport may vary depending on the country that issued your passport. Please contact your passport issuing authority if you are unable to determine whether or not your passport contains a passport book number. So this passport book number is not present on passport of every country. Some may use it, like in India we don't have a passport book number, we have a passport number that is only mentioned. In some other countries they may have a passport book number. So if in this case you have a passport book number, you have to fill it. And if, like in your case, it does not apply to you, you don't have a passport book number, just click on does not apply. Next is country authority that issued your passport or travel documents. In my case, I will put India. Where was the passport or travel document issued? I will just simply write here Delhi. State, province if shown on passport. I will just write Delhi, India. Now issuance date and expiration date. I am again reminding you who put all this information that is related to your name and the passport information correct as per, and keep your passport handy when you are filling your DS 160 form, because it is very important that all information that you have filled on your DS 160 form matches with your passport. If any of the information is not matched, then there are chances that your visa will be denied, will not be printed, and your visa may be denied. So just remember that thing and fill all the information very carefully. Here I will simply type here 1st January, just take an example 2018, and it will expire on 31st December 2027. If there is no expiration date on your passport, click on no expiration. Okay. Have you ever lost a passport or had one stolen? So answer it accordingly. If you have lost a passport, click on yes and provide the information that is asked below. What was your that time passport number, which country issued it, and explain how you lost that passport. If you have never lost or your passport and never been stolen, just click on no and save the page. Click on next. Here is the information come US point of contact information. So like if you are going to US to your family or relative or friend or family member, then you have to provide their information. If you simply going on F1 visa for student, you have to provide the DSO information, the designated officer that for you. You may have received your I-20 form on which on that DSO information is there. So you can provide that information. The organization name, you can put your university's address. If you are going on an employment visa H1 visa, then you can simply put that information, the contact person name and your organization name as well, and their relationship to you. So here, as we are filling a B1 B2 form, so simply I will fill the information relationship to you. Let me see, a friend. What all information is there? See, you can fill relative, spouse, friend, business associate, employer, school official, others. So I will just simply type put friend. In that case, if organization name is not mandatory for me to fill today, I will here write um, okay. If you do not know, you can click on do not know also, but this is not advisable, because if you are going to meet someone, you must know their name at least. So if you are clicking on do not know, it is a red flag for the US visa officer, because they will not believe you that you are going for a business visit purpose, because you do not know the name of the person whom you are going to meet. So it is not possible. Now you have to put the address, which I have put there as Prescott Drive. City is New York. Select is state is New York. Okay, zip code I have not filled earlier, so I will just leave it blank. And their number, I will just simply write 111111111. Okay. Email address, if you know the email address, fill the email address. Their contact email address, if you do not know, click on does not apply. Next is family details. Father's full name, just write surname. Your father's full detail, just write name, surname, date of birth. Randomly I'm selecting 67. If you do not know the name, date of birth, just click on do not know. Is your father in the US? Yes. On if you are clicking on yes, you have to give father status. What is their status? He is a US citizen, permanent resident, non-immigrant, other, or I don't know. So here I will select no. Now mother mother's name, surname is Jain. Again I will just write here date of birth. If you know, put that, fill the date of birth. If you do not know, just click on do not know. Is your mother in the US? No. Do you have any immediate relative, not including parents, in the US? If your immediate relative comes, like your other than parents comes, your spouse, your brother, sister. So if any of them is in US, just click on yes and provide their details. The surname, your relationship, spouse, fiancé, child, sibling, and relationship status. Relative status. That is, they are US citizen, US legal permanent resident, non-immigrant, or any other status they have. So I will just simply click on no. Do you have any other relative in the US which are not like the immediate relative but any other relative? If you have them, you have to provide the information. If you do not have any relative, just click on no and save the form. Continue. Now you have to provide your spouse full name. So spouse full name, let me, okay, you have to just write here okay, spouse date of birth is like, I will simply write here spouse country region of nationality. Is she Indian, like whatever is her nationality, so you have to mention that. In this case I'm just writing India. Spouse place of birth, I will just write Delhi. Country, India. Address, if she has the same address as home address or mailing address or save as US contact address, you do not know, these all options are coming. I will just select on same as home address. Continue application. Next. What is your primary occupation? Or whatever you are doing, business or any other thing, education, government, legal, military, medical, whatever is your uh, primary occupation, you have to select it. So here what I will select is computer science. Just take a look at it, what all option it give us. Okay, your present employer or school name. Here what I will select is Just for example, if I have selected computer science here, I can randomly select HCL. Address is 123 sector 111 123 city Noida. There's location, their location, and UP. You have to put the full. If state or province does not apply to you, just select on does not apply. Postal code, I will just write fine. Phone number, you have to mention the phone number, whatever is the phone number, the landline number or mobile number, whatever you have, just mention it, and the country, place where this location is. Now, when you started working for this organization, I will simply here 2020 monthly income, whatever is the monthly income in your local currency. If you are not, if employed, then local, then you have can provide a monthly income. If you are not employed, then this does not apply to you. You have to briefly describe your duties as well. Just describe in 2 3 lines at most, in short. So this will suffice for this part. Now we will go on next. Were you previously employed? Okay, this the last page we were on. This is your current job. Were you previously employed also? Like you may have previous employment of 2 3 4 organization. Then what you can do, you can simply select on yes. You have to mention your last employer's name, all the employers' name that you have worked with, their address, their phone number, what is your job title, when you joined, when you left, what are your duties. These are all the employers that you have worked previously. So it is so so you have to fill all the information of your previous employment. How many employments you have, you have to select those, fill those information. If you have never been employed, like you are just doing a current job and you have never been previously employed, then you can select no. Have you attended any educational institution at the secondary level or above? Like if you have attended after your 10th 12th graduation masters, so you have to fill all the information, your institution names, institution address, the or full address, course of study like your masters, MBA, MCA, or bachelor's, engineering, medical, or 12th 10th, whatever date of attendance from when you started, when finished, you have to fill, and you have can simply go on adding the information. If you have never attended any college or university or education, then you can simply select no and move ahead. Select on next. Do you belong to a clan or tribe? If you belong to a clan or tribe, just select yes. If no, then no. Languages known. How many languages you know? You have to click select and write it down. Select add another, write it down. Every language that you know. Have you traveled into any country region within the last 5 years? If you traveled to any country other than your home country in the last 5 years, just simply click on yes and mention that country. For example, Singapore. If you have traveled more than one country, select Unite, United Kingdom. Simply, as many countries you have visited in the last 5 years, select those countries. Have you belonged to or contributed to work for any professional, social, or charitable organization? These are the self-explanatory questions that you can read and answer them accordingly. Do you have any specialized skill or training such as firearm, explosive, Do you ever served in the military? Yes or no? If it is yes, then you have to provide all the details: country, branch, rank, position, military specialty, date from date to. If no, then no. Have you ever served, been a member, or been involved with a paramilitary unit, vigilante unit, rebel group, guerrilla? If yes, no, whatever is your situation and you have done, you can simply select it and answer it accordingly. Save the application on each page because you will be logged out 2 to 3 times in this application process. So you must be having this application ID and your security question and answer, your last name and your date of birth, year of birth, especially to retrieve your saved application. Now we have come on the last part, that is security and background. This security and background section has 5 parts: one, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have to answer all of them. So you can read each and everything and answer them accordingly as per your situation. Do you have a communicable disease? Do you have a mental, physical disorder? Do you have ever been drug user? And save it on every step because otherwise you will not be able to retrieve your application. Have you ever been arrested or convicted? Have you violated or engaged in conspiracy? Are you coming to an have you ever involved in? Have you ever committed or conspired to commit a human trafficking? Have you ever knowingly or abetted a sister, son, daughter, and you have been? No, we will go to part 3 of the security and background. Do you seek to engage in espionage, sabotage? Do you seek to engage in terrorist activities? Do you ever do or intend to provide financial assistance? You are a member of a terrorist organization. Are you son, daughter? Have you ever ordered and sister? Have you ever committed order and sister? By the way, you can answer all these questions and answer them as per your situation, but answer them genuinely and truthfully to the best of your knowledge and understanding. Lying on a US visa interview or in a DS 160 form will not help you to get a US visa. The other visa entry, have you ever removed reported? Okay, here there's, have you ever been removed or deported from any country? If you have ever been to US or any other country and due to any reason you have been removed or deported, uh, just click on yes and answer which country and whatever the reason you have been deported or removed. Now we have come on the part 5 of security and background. uh, Part 5, we have already answered part 4. Now we have come on part 5. Have you ever withhold custody of US citizen? Have you violated in any law or regulation? Have you ever okay. Answer them accordingly as per your situation and understanding. So what is next is we have filled this application thoroughly as best to the best of our scenario. What you can do here, you can go through each and every, this is a review page. Basically you can answer, you can check what all answers you have given in all your form. You can go on next and like answer, check what all answers you have given on each section of the DS 160 form. And if you want to like correct anything, you can go click on edit that particular section and can edit that particular information as well. And once you do the edit thing, so we tell you, we will come on next section, that is sign and submit. You can also, if I can go back, I will tell you back preview. Okay, you can also print this page. Each section, like if you click on print this particular page till here, it will be printed or saved as PDF. You can do it to keep a review, like to keep a reference of what the information you have filled in DS-160 form, and prepare for your interview, visa interview accordingly. Photo is not required because photo will be taken at the a day before interview or on the same day, depending on the country where you are applying for the visa, for your visa interview. The your biometric, the photo and the fingerprint will be taken at the by the US embassy a day prior or on the same day. So we will go back to sign and submit section. Okay, we have come here to sign and submit section. We will click on next. You can read the information. What is just a privacy policy sort of. Enter your passport details. What we have given 12345 6. You have to enter the capture code 8BAV3R. You can click on sign and submit application. Once you click, this application will be submitted. So this is the you have filled everything, and this is the first process for US visa interview. Or to get the US visa, first step is to fill DS-160 form completely and accurately to the best of your knowledge, because this information is the only information that is very useful to get the US visa interview. At the visa interview, visa officer will have access to your DS-160 form. So all the information that you have filled here will be accessible by visa officer, and most probably he will not ask you any other documents. He will ask you questions based on the information on your DS-160 form and the information that you have written down in the DS-160 form. So, and the answers that you have written down. So you have to make like you have to prepare and answer him accordingly. If the information is mismatched to what you have written or provided in DS-160 form and what you are saying in the visa interview, the chances are there that US visa interview, your visa will be rejected by the US visa officer. So coming back again to DS-160 form, you can click here to on sign and submit application, and your application will be submitted. This is all you have to do for DS-160 form. Next step is you can schedule US visa interview by paying a US visa fee, and you can schedule a US visa interview. Two interviews you have to schedule, one is biometric and one is the actual visa interview. So I will make another video detailing both the steps that will help you to schedule your US visa interview. Thank you very much for this video, for watching this video, and hope the information that I have covered today in DS-160 form filling process step by step is useful for you to fill your DS-160 form and to get your US visa. Thank you.